It's finally here. New Year's Six bowl games, we're calling those today, and the college football playoff games. We're not going to predict a national champion, despite who we think is going to go in there. We're going to wait until the actual game for that to happen. But we are going to kick it off, and we're going to go with the order the bowl games are scheduled, except for the college football playoff games. We'll save those for the end. And how fitting the first bowl game of the New Year's Six is Friday at 8 o'clock, and it's the Orange Bowl, and it's literally the Orange Bowl with Tennessee and Clemson, the one we've been talking about and covering all week. Amanda, where are you going in the Orange Bowl? The line is Clemson 5.5. Over-under is 63.5. Who you got?
So this is rough for me because you have Joe Milton in there, and you have to put a lot of stock in him in order to take him. However, Clemson was just really bad this year. They were really bad. There's no upside to Clemson. They do have their quarterback now, which seemed to be a big deal throughout the season. But I think I'm going to take Tennessee, even though Jeremy Banks won't be involved, and you don't have Hendon Hooker, and you don't have Jalen Hyatt, and you don't have Cedric Tillman. But I still think I'm going to take Tennessee to cover the points. I don't know if I would take Tennessee to win outright, but I'll take them to cover the points.
Correct. And okay, and are you doing the over-under? Where are you going? 63.5?
I'm going to go over. I don't think we've seen much defense from either side.
So the reason I said correct and had a little verbal slip up is I'm with you. I'm taking Tennessee not to win, but to cover, because I think this game is tough to predict because, Dave talks all the time, and he's right, and he's covered Tennessee extensively. And basically I remember him telling me, effectively, you kind of know if your team's going to win, the team you're covering is going to win a bowl game or not by how much they care. On that front, I would have actually picked Tennessee because I think Tennessee's much more excited to be in the Orange Bowl, honestly, than Clemson is. I think Clemson is upset about not playing for a title for a second straight year. On the other side, so I would be tempted to pick Tennessee outright. But on the other side, like you said, Tennessee has Joe Milton starting. And you can't want – the want can't outweigh the accuracy issues at the quarterback spot. So –
very true.
Yeah, so I think the combination of those, I think is going to make it a close game. I think Alex Golis not being there is completely irrelevant, honestly. I think it's Heupel's offense.
I agree.
But I do think Tennessee covers, but I couldn't pick them outright to win. And funny enough, I'm going to go the under on this one. I know Jeremy Banks isn't there, like you said, but I think Tennessee uses the run a lot more when Joe Milton's in there because he has a big body, so he can take a lot of hits. So I think I'm going to take Tennessee to cover the points, but I am going to take the under. I think it'll be something like – it'll be close. I think it'll be something like 31-27, something like that. On Saturday, we have the Sugar Bowl, Alabama and Kansas State. Alabama's a 6.5-point favorite. Over-under is 55.5. Amanda, where are you going?
I'm going to take Alabama to win by a big margin, and I'm going to take them to cover. I think they're just going to put a beat down on Kansas State because I think, and not saying it's right for them to feel that way, I think they feel a little gypped not being in, the college football playoff. But you have Will Anderson coming back. You have Bryce Young coming back. They're both playing in this game. And I think you're going to see them, and giving Nick Saban, a month to prepare, you're going to see them come out swinging.
I agree. Are you taking the over-under?
I'm taking the over.
Oh, you're taking the over. Okay.
I'm taking the over.
I'm taking Alabama, and I'm taking the under because I actually agree with you. I don't think Kansas State's going to score enough. I think it's going to be an onslaught. I think there is the whole debate of wanting to be there and not wanting to be there, but because I can give you just two examples. Alabama, the Sugar Bowl of 2014 when they played Oklahoma, so obvious that they were not happy about being there because they blew that game to Auburn and they couldn't get that Auburn game out of their mind.
They were also pretty drunk on Bourbon Street the night before. Just some of the
showing that they really did not care about the game whatsoever.
Correct.
I think this time, even though they were hoping they might sneak in backdoor, they'd really been playing the last month of the season, not expecting to go to the playoff anyway. And I think they've kind of accepted that and let it settle. And I think that they have a lot of I think Bryce Young and Will Anderson coming back, it says to me they really want to go out on a strong note, even if they're not playing in the playoff. So I'm with you. I'm taking Alabama, and I'm taking the under just because, again, I don't think Kansas State's going to score. USC and Tulane. It's the Cotton Bowl. USC's 1.5-point favorite. Over under 62.5. Where are you going, Amanda?
Taking USC. I mean, I'm taking USC and I'm taking the over.
I'm with you on both. I know you hate him, but like, let's just be honest. Caleb Williams will have a field day with the Tulane defense.
Yeah, it's Tulane. I mean, I'm sorry, it's Tulane.
Yeah. Kind of an interesting one. Penn State and Utah in the Rose Bowl. Utah's a 2.5-point favorite. Over under is 51.5. Penn State has a lot of opt-outs and transfers, but Utah's got a couple too. So this could be a little bit tricky. Where are you going, Amanda?
I'm going to take Penn State. I don't know why. I honestly do not know why. I just feel like this is one of those games that it's set up where you're going to want to take Utah. But no, I'm going to take Penn State. I'm going to go with the under, but I'm going to take Penn State.
Okay. Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I'm going to go. Are you taking Penn State outright or just on the spread? Sorry, 2.5.
I'm going to take them on the spread, but if push comes to shove, I would take them outright.
Okay. I'm going to take Utah. I think Utah is better than Penn State. I think the Big Ten was so bad this year. I think that was really, I just don't, outside of Michigan and Ohio State, nobody was good. And we saw what those two teams did to Penn State.
True. I mean, not Ohio State, not as bad because
that's true.
Michigan,
Right.
yes, but Ohio State at the end, it was just all Penn State just making stupid decisions, and it was pretty much luck.
That's true. You're right. It actually was a game with Ohio State until the last 2 minutes.
Michigan,
But then we saw what Michigan did to Ohio State. So it's like, okay, the Big Ten was really just bad outside of Michigan, if we're being honest.
Very true. Very true.
So I'm going to go with Utah on that. I'm with you. I'm going to take the under. I think that's where we will agree. All right, college football playoff semifinals. Michigan and TCU. Speaking of Michigan, Michigan's a 7.5-point favorite. Over under 58.5.
Oh, this is rough, and I automatically want to take Michigan, and I think I will take Michigan. I think I'll take Michigan to win probably by 10 points or 10 to 14. The reason being is they seem to me like a complete overall team. You know, TCU's last outing was a loss to Kansas State. So if we're gonna say Alabama is about to wreck Kansas State, I can't really say that TCU is going to pull a upset over Michigan. I think TCU deserves to be there because of what they did during the regular season. But do I think they're one of the top 4? I don't.
Okay, and over-under, where are you going? It's at 58.5.
Going over.
Wow, you're going over. You think Michigan's going to just score at will?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm with you on Michigan. TCU was hanging by a thread all year long. I mean, they should have lost 5 games, if we're being honest. And they were playing with fire. I think Michigan's just going to expose that massively. And I'm going to the under. I think this is going to be one of those games where this type of offense just doesn't show up because of Michigan. Michigan's just got that type of defense to shut it down. So I'm actually going to take the under on this, but I got Michigan with you covering. And final one.
I could see a lot of picks. Michigan's defense. I'd see a lot of running it back, scoring defensive points for Michigan. Which is why I went with the over. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I think they have 15 interceptions on the year, something like that.
Yeah. They're fairly decent.
All right, so final one, Georgia, Ohio State. Line is Georgia 6.5, over under 62.5. Where are you going, Amanda?
So everything in me, everything in my brain says, of course it's going to be Georgia. I got Ohio State. I think Ohio State might win it outright. Yeah, I know.
Are you taking them outright or are you taking them on the spread?
I'm going to take them outright.
What? You're going Ohio State outright?
Yeah. I think that they'll be prepared for this. I think that they are. I don't think they're that good. I also think Georgia's not good either. Not that great. I'm not saying they're not good. They're good, but they're not that great. This is far, I don't know. This is the most, I think, competitive top 4 that we've, or at least top 3 that we've seen. If you take out TCU, so 3 that we've seen in a long time. I don't think there's any clear winner. And I could see Georgia messing it up and doing it in the first game. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't really know, but I could see it happening.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Amanda going bold. You're going for the Michigan-Ohio State rematch in the national championship game.
I am. And I know that seems crazy. I don't think Georgia's that good. And I'll go to the grave saying I don't think Georgia's that good this year.
So, over under 62.5. What are you hitting?
Under.
So you think Ohio State's going to win it with defense?
Yeah. I mean, not defense necessarily. I just think, yeah, I guess. I just think Stetson Bennett's not very good.
I'm going to say you are insanely wrong on this, and I totally disagree with you. I think I spoke myself into it a second ago, and then you corrected me. Yeah, I think when I say the whole Big Ten is garbage outside of Michigan, I shouldn't have said outside of Michigan and Ohio State. I should have said outside of Michigan. I think the whole Big Ten, like, you may think Georgia's overrated, but they're a top 3 team in the nation, I think. I think Ohio State, this Ohio State team, I think would have gone 8-4 in SEC play this year.
I think they're so talented, it's going to be difficult. I mean, they're talented. They're not well coached, but they're very talented.
Yeah, imagine if they played, imagine if they played Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. They would have lost all 3 games in the regular season, I think.
I think they would have won one of them.
Okay. I think they would have been in danger of losing to like a Florida or somebody like that, honestly. Ohio State.
I've seen them do stranger things.
I am calling a beatdown by Georgia. I'm calling a beatdown on the level of the only reason the score may not reflect it is because Kirby Smart might be nice the way he was to Tennessee. When Kirby Smart really, if he wanted to, Georgia could have beaten Tennessee like 50-10 if they really cared, but they set on the lead in the second half. And I'm calling.
And the more I think about this, it seems completely insane to think that Ohio State has a chance.
You going for the big payout? Go big or go home, right?
I guess.
All right. Well, so I'm going Georgia. I'm going the under 2, and I'm going the under 2 because Ohio State's offense will not move the ball. I don't think they're going to hit 17 points.
I think they will.
I don't think they're hitting 17. I think if Tennessee couldn't hit 17, Ohio State won't hit 17. And I saw enough of Hendon Hooker and CJ Stroud both this year. When it mattered, Hendon Hooker was better. When in serious moments, Hendon Hooker was significantly better than Stroud. Stroud padded his stats a lot in irrelevant moments. I think he won't. I'm just, maybe this is covering Tennessee with a certain bias, but I'm like, if Hendon Hooker couldn't do it to Georgia, I don't think CJ Stroud could.
We'll see.
All right. Those are all our picks. We'll be back we'll be back sooner than 10 days, but we'll be back for gambling picks on bowl games in 10 days for the national championship game. And we're going to revisit this one because this is bold by Amanda.
Very bold. Feeling bold today.
All right. From Off the Hook Sports, I'm Caleb Calhoun and Amanda LaFratta. Thanks for tuning in.